Like this video right now or else you'll get jumped by a gang of Sith Lords and gangbanged too. Trust me, I would like and subscribe because I don't want to get gangbanged, but if you don't, you will. And your dog might be in that too. It's your boy Black Rice Gum here, back with another video, and sorry for the intro, for the you getting gangbanged if you don't like the video. Honestly, I feel bad. You guys can dislike the video for that. So the story time takes place when I was like 6 or 7, and one of my friends had asked me and my other friend to spend the night at his house, and we were like, that sounds dope, because this kid had an Xbox and a Wii, and he had Lego Batman, Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones. He had all the games, and these are all great games that you guys should definitely play. He had also COD and, Halo for if we wanted to play that. And so me and my friend, we agree, and we're like, yo, that sounds so dope. We're gonna do it Saturday. Saturday comes, we get dropped off at around like 9 a.m. I know, pretty early, right? But we wanted the entire day to just do fun, stupid shit. So we're gaming for like 3 hours, and it's about noon. And he's like, the kid whose house it is, he's like, let's go outside and ride our bikes for a bit. I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. Explore a neighborhood that you've kind of been in, but never really been that far in. So we ride our bikes around, and we get to this skate park. And he sees like, one of his neighborhood friends, and we go in and we start talking to them. And just as soon as like everything felt like pretty cool, it felt like the Fire Nation attacked, bro. This is about like 6 or 7 of these 10 to 12-year-olds. They come in riding their bikes, wearing these black, like, not even cloaks. They didn't even use cloaks. They used bed sheets, black fucking bed sheets, and they had sticks, and they were calling themselves the Sith Order because at this time, this is before Force Awakens came out, so we pretty much were watching the prequels. And hot take here, the prequels are actually fucking good. But back to the story. So the Sith Order, quote unquote, comes up to everybody and starts hitting them, demanding that we give them anything of value, pretty much. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a bad problem with authority sometimes. So little kid me valuing his GameBoy Advance, purple GameBoy Advance, specifically because you know how long it fucking took me to get as far as I did in Zelda Minish Cap or Pokemon Fire Red as a fucking 7-year-old. It took a while, okay? So me valuing the time I spent on the game and the game itself and the console itself, I said no. You can try and take it from me. Well, I didn't actually say that. I kind of tried to hide the fact that I had the Game Boy on me, but yeah, you get the point. I was willing to throw hands for it, and honestly, I think I would have won, and I would have taken the 1v6 for sure, and I would have beaten all of them. I just know that for a fact. So when one of the Sith Lords over there come up to me and like, give me everything you have, I'm like, no. He hits me with the fucking stick, and he hit me in the ear, and that shit hurt. That shit hurt a lot, actually. And as a kid, you really only have 2 reactions. Well, you have a few reactions, actually. You have, ow, that shit hurts, I'm gonna hit you back, or ow, that shit really hurts, and I'm gonna try and get away. It was, ow, that shit hurts, and I'm gonna hit you back. I kicked them in the nuts, okay? I know, I get it. Low blow. That's such a low blow, SWEBBY. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't care, okay? He was older than me. He hit me with the stick in the ear because I wouldn't give him my property, okay? I think it was rightly justified to kick him in the nuts. So this kid's mad, and as his friends basically charge at me and my 2 friends, we dip, we leave, we run away, we start riding our bikes away, and everybody else in the park starts riding their bikes too, or their skateboards, their bikes, whatever they're on. I remember this one vividly because I remember looking back to see how far away they were from me, and one kid tried to get away on a scooter, and he didn't get too far because they ran him with the bike. And two of them were beating his ass, bro. It's funny thinking about it, but it's so fucked up. So as we're leaving, we decided not to go back to the kids' house because it was about like 2 to 3 miles away, and that was one reason, but also we just didn't want them to know where it was so they could come like later in the night and try and beat us up. So we decided to go somewhere else. My older brother at the time, he was 6 years older than me, but he was 13 at the time. He was practicing, I think it was football, and he was at a field that's really close to where we were at the skate park. It was like about 1.5 miles away. And I tell my friend, I'm like, do you know where this field is? He's like, yeah, it's this way. And so we're pedaling as fast as we can. And we get there and we jump off of our bikes to the parking, like in the parking lot. And the way it works is like you gotta go up this like a small little hill. It's like an incline, but it's more like a hill than an incline. And then when you get through the gate, that's when you're kind of like in the premise. And so we get through the gate and we're running, and the 4 of them are chasing us still. And I see my older brother and I start pointing. I'm like, we need to get over there. And we get over there and I go up to my older brother. I'm like, you need to help me now. I'm stuttering like that, and I'm saying like the 4 Sith Lords behind me are trying to take my Game Boy. They're trying to take my purple Game Boy, and I don't want to lose my Blastoise or my Legend of Zelda Minish Cap Run. And he's like, okay, where are they? And he sees 4 kids chasing us, and as soon as they get up to him, this is the funny part, because they tried to demand that he give them his football equipment because there were more of them than there were of him. And my brother looks dumbfounded, and he's like, no. And he walks away, goes over to the like other like 7, 8 people he was playing with. They're playing like, I think like 5v4 or 5v5, something like that. And they come over and they didn't hit the kids, okay? But they kind of you know, put a little pressure on them, you know, pressure cook them. And the 4 of them start running because now they're outnumbered. And it's like, how the fuck are you gonna have the balls to hit a kid who's younger than you when you have the numbers, but you're not gonna have that same energy when you're outnumbered? You guys are some real fucking pussies, by the way. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. We ended up going back to the kids' house. After that, we made sure that they had left and that they weren't watching us, because we stayed there for about an hour, and then we just rode our bike back, and it was like 4.5 miles. I mean, it was a decently long ride back, but it was worth it to not get my ass beat or my Game Boy stolen. And yeah, we then played some more Lego Batman and some COD, and that's about it. So yeah. And this isn't actually the only time. There was another time I ran into them, but that's another story. So yeah, consider liking and subscribing, and I hope you guys did enjoy, and peace.